Hello, thank you for joining me today, for giving up your time to enjoy the video. My name's Tina McDonald and today's counselling conversation is going to be around the word change. Change is often something that people struggle with the understanding and meaning of the word because then it's based on fear and difference. So often people come along to counselling and say, I don't want to change, I don't want to be different, I want to be exactly as I was before this event. And for me, the curiosity around that is you're not the same because of the event. You will be different. You've processed things, you've experienced things, emotionally you've taken other things on board. And so therefore you can never be exactly the same as you were before an event. The basic concepts of who you are there, but moving through life, we're never the same. We always change. We take on different people's opinions, things that happen around us. In the recent pandemic that we've been going through, look how you have changed from your viewpoint, from how you deal with things. It might have taken you by surprise how you have reacted, and that's all part of the process of change. So the fear behind change, I suspect, is often about making or becoming somebody different, and how will that work within your life? How will others around you feel about your change? And also the act or process of going through something which then becomes something different. That's the actual definition of change. So to take it or to use it in a different way round, that's how it's used as a noun. So when I was training to be a counsellor, I think the one thing that really stuck out when working with clients was that change will not happen unless changes are made. Sounds very basic, but actually it's pivotal to a process of any sort. So if you go into a training at your work, so you go into the training session with a closed mind, this is not going to be any good, it will not make any difference, I will not engage with it. So therefore it probably won't do any of those things. Whereas if you went in with an open mind, let's see what happens, I might not be any good, I might not be able to use this, but let's have a look. That word that I always use within these counselling conversations is curiosity. Let's have a look at change with an open curiosity. So the questions I would probably offer of curiosity to somebody who came to counselling with that closed, I don't want to be doing any change, is why are you going to counselling if you want to stay exactly the same? Because is it working, staying exactly the same? Counselling can help support you discover areas that you might not be comfortable looking at on your own, and that's where some of the fear comes from. How will I be when I've worked through this? Are things working well for you right now, as they are? If they are, absolutely brilliant. If they're not, then maybe change will help you get to a point that you can then say, I see it, I can work with that. That's where I need to be. That's where I want to be. So change is a process. So for example, we looked at the process of the grief cycle in our grief video. It's still you, but you're definitely not the same person before and after the loss of a loved one. Still you, but things have changed. And things might continue to need to change in order for it to become to a place of positive acceptance, all of those things. So people are multifaceted. So, why is it not okay for clearing out, alterations, blended knowledge, all of those things? Why? Well, because it's scary. That's why. Change is scary because it is the unknown. What will I experience along the way? Will I be able to do that? How much will I change? Once I open the floodgates of change, do I have no control over how much change actually is involved? How will others react if I change? That's often an issue with people in counselling. If I look to change this, what will happen to others? Changing others is something that we cannot do. Changing our response to others, changing our response to others who then offer things, that's where the change and the difference comes in. Not that we can change other people. Others might fear your change. Will I be able to embrace that fear of change myself? These are all part of the process, and they are potentially part of the counselling process anyway, in that you're looking at different areas that you might not have looked at before or might not have felt brave enough to do so without somebody there to support you. So working with a counsellor means change. But working with a counsellor means that you're able to do so together in a supportive atmosphere, that you're able to ask questions that you might not have ever uttered before, that you're able to look at things from a different angle because you're in a safe environment. You have that safe space with your therapeutic relationship with your counsellor. As always, thank you for the time. I hope that provokes some thought around change. Please subscribe, please leave some comments and press the like button, and let's get some interaction going. And also have a look at my website. That tells you a little bit about me, Tina McDonald Counselling. Thanks very much for your time. Bye-bye.